Greetings to all chapter leaders. We hope that this recorded session helps provide insight on the changes coming for NTMA-U. Not only what the changes are, but a significant amount of data and details on the history, the financial situation, the research and benchmarking conducted, and the overall rationale for the changes. We appreciate that change can be challenging, and we appreciate your patience and support as we work together to maintain NTMA-U as the member benefit that it is today. I encourage you to attend an upcoming live question and answer session and to send me any questions or ideas directly. This recorded session has a few key objectives. First, a high-level overview of the changes specific to chapters in terms of NTMA-U. Then we will dive into the details, the history of NTMA-U and portals, the financial impacts, and the case for change. We will also cover all key aspects of the research and benchmarking conducted. Then we'll get into more detail on the changes for chapters as well as others that use NTMA-U. After that, we will share the key points in our communication plan and the marketing strategy. Then we will review next steps. To provide a small bit of background on the changes for chapters in terms of NTMA-U, chapters have implemented portals in a variety of ways, some of which do not match the original intent of the offer. Some chapters have also expressed that administration of a portal is a real or perceived burden that may lead to either not implementing a portal or discontinuing a portal in the future. Some chapters have also found it difficult to comply with legal requirements for releasing student records, capturing data consistently, and inviting only the appropriate parties. For example, some chapters had been inviting non-members and/or partnering extensively with schools or other associations who were taking advantage of the low pricing through a chapter portal. It was decided that a more holistic deep dive was needed into the entire NTMA-U program, not just portals for chapters. After significant research, benchmarking, and conversations, an entire NTMA-U sustainability plan was created and shared with the Executive Committee on June 20th, 2017. The overall recommendations received their approval. The goal of the entire plan is to protect NTMA-U as a member benefit while ensuring its self-funding so we can continue to provide it and work to grow and expand it so it increases its value to our membership. For chapters in particular, the recommendations were to pull chapter portal administration into national and provide guidance on pricing that would allow chapters to sustain their program. This was designed to ensure that chapters have no reason not to pursue this valuable benefit, that only the target audiences, members and prospective members, are invited, that all legal requirements are followed, that the correct data is entered and maintained to allow for tracking and reporting, and that the program is not devalued over time. The second component was to adjust the tiers of maximum user counts downward to match what is really happening and to match industry standards while still preserving the value of the program for our members and chapters. Pricing will now be bundled to include this administration for chapters and is articulated based on the new user counts. Significant research was put in to ensure that the financial impact on chapters with the current average number of students per month between 8 and 12 will be 0, and the price now includes portal administration. The increases in pricing as new tiers are achieved become smaller and smaller for higher and higher tiers, and chapters will be able to maintain their programs while still charging local members a substantially lower rate than they can receive through the national NTMA-U portal. NTMA-U is a significant member benefit, and to keep it alive, the NTMA must demonstrate fiscal responsibility. Portals have been live since the end of 2015, and the data clearly shows that the current model is not sustainable. The NTMA has sustained significant financial losses due to the portals and has also seen large lost revenue opportunities. Industry benchmarking, conversations with other training providers, and prior experience at other organizations helped confirm that pricing was the main culprit. NTMA-U must grow to meet our members' needs on new technologies and skills and competencies outside the current offering. In the next slides, we will go through more concrete data and analysis to explain the situation more thoroughly and help you connect the dots as to why these changes are necessary for the sustained existence of the program. As we mentioned, portals began taking off in late 2015 and early 2016. Chapter portals have dramatically impacted the enrollment from the NTMA-U main and test national portals, which is great for our members. However, this member benefit needs to be priced so that the overall impact to NTMA is mitigated so that we can sustain the program in the long run. The implementation of portals has led to a drastic decline in real and potential revenue for NTMA. A brief financial analysis with some assumptions shows losses of nearly $200,000 per year, along with an additional lost income opportunity of $200,000 per year. More details will be provided on the following slides. These losses have not been mitigated by sales to non-members, associations, or educational institutions, likely due to pricing, lack of an option to just license content, and lack of appropriate advertising for those markets. These two graphs give visual explanations of the year-over-year changes in NTMA-U main enrollments. The test portal has shown similar decline over this time period. The main portal has dropped to less than half of its historic enrollments, from about 375 students per quarter to about 185 students per quarter, from Q1 2016 to Q1 2017. Assuming that the majority of those learners purchased the courses in bundles of 3 at $449 per bundle, that's a loss of nearly $28,000 per quarter, or over $100,000 per year, with the trend continuing to decline. As for textbooks, we do provide those at very close to cost, so there is not much revenue coming in from that source. And we have also seen that textbook sales don't always increase one-for-one as students get enrolled through portals, which has actually led to a decrease in overall textbook sales year over year, despite continuing total enrollment remaining pretty steady. As the total number of enrollments has stayed fairly consistent from Q1 2016 to Q1 2017, minus a few outliers, the data seems to support the conclusion that much of the drop in enrollments in the main and test portals are due to chapter portals. So using this assumption, the total cost to NTMA of providing portals to the chapters in that time period is over $125,000. That was calculated by taking the total number of enrollments in chapter portals, assuming that bundle of 3 modules, which gave us a total of 838 enrollments divided by 3 times $449. During that same time period, the total income from chapter portals was less than $55,000, 11 portals at $5,000 per year, because several did not start until partway through the year. That was a net loss of over $60,000 in a single year's period. We also see that member portals and educational institution portals have caused financial impact. For example, if we assume that those organizations would have sent students through the main portal if specific portals were not available to them, the financial impact could again be calculated as number of enrollments divided by 3 times $449. That was 1,636 enrollments, leading to nearly $250,000. The revenue generated from the sale of those portals was $35,000. So that was a lost income opportunity of over $200,000 in a one-year time period. In tandem with the financial impact analysis presented on the previous slides, we also put significant effort into benchmarking NTMA-U against other online training providers such as Tooling U, Skillsoft, Open Sesame, LinkedIn Learning, and more. We also pulled in real data from previous organizations and got detailed pricing information from many vendors. NTMA-U was designed and administered like an online school, not a standard organizational learning and development program. This means that our offerings don't really match what's out there in the market now in terms of length of the courses, the style of presentation, and other production features. However, NTMA-U was designed to meet the needs of our members, and it does include very specific, deep content that can't be found elsewhere currently, but times do change. As the charts show, the pricing for NTMA-U within portals is far outside the average and was leading to significant financial implications for the NTMA, making it an unsustainable member benefit. There are several common pricing strategies for online training, and some important things that we considered when developing the recommendations were the ongoing cost of our learning management system, the software that runs the portals, that incremental cost as usage increases, staff costs, and the cost of building and buying new content and revising existing content. And the market was also considered. There are competitors such as Tooling-U, Immerse to Learn, Thor's Learning, and more every day. While NTMA has a good product, its production value is not the same as these content providers who have tens or hundreds of people whose sole job it is to develop high-quality online training content. It's important to consider that the overhead costs that the program must support and surpass in order to maintain sustainability. Currently, the loaded annual fixed costs to support the program are slightly above $250,000 per year. As we've mentioned, sustainability is about more than pricing updates. It's about providing the right options to the various audiences for appropriate prices, while also pursuing all other plausible avenues for revenue and funding. Based on research and experience, we recommend clearly articulating two paths for selling our content. First, through portals, and second, through content licensing. The first path to sell content involves portals and adjusting the user count tiers and pricing structure for all types of portals to match actual usage, allow for improved fiscal responsibility, and ensure that our members and chapters receive discounts when compared to the other groups. First, the user count tiers were adjusted downward to more closely match actual usage and allow for growth that more closely matches the market for similar offerings. From our research, 80% of our members have less than 50 employees, with the average having between 20 and 30. Chapters generally have between 5 and 40 member companies in their region. Not all employees within these member companies need the knowledge in the current NTMA-U courses, so our penetration rate has been low. It's traditionally been between 0.5 and 1% of the total membership in any given geographic region. The new user tiers are measured as the number of active learners within a portal in a given month. So it's not the total number of users that are registered in the system, it's just the number of users that actually perform an activity in a course, a test, or something like that within a month. The new tiers are 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 50, 51 to 75, 76 to 100, 101 to 150, 151 to 199, 200 to 250, 251 to 299, and then they increase by 100, with the last tier being 900 to 999. The pricing will be broken down into 4 clear components: yearly portal access fee, yearly content subscription fee, a startup fee, and a yearly portal administration fee. The first 2 are required for all portal types, and the last 2 are optional fees for service, except for chapters, which are required to use Nationals Administration Services. This pricing model matches the most common models in the market and gives us flexibility and sustainability over the long run. As I mentioned previously, We do have a upcharge and discount program in place so that the highest group in terms of cost is non-members, then associations, then educational institutions, then chapters, and then members. The second path outside of portals is to sell licenses to our content so that very large members, non-members, educational institutions, and associations can load our content into their own learning management system. That is a much more attractive option to groups that already have an LMS versus having their employees or members need to access online training through more than one source. We created new pricing for this option following the same user tiers, and it's priced slightly lower as it doesn't require us to purchase another portal from our software provider. In both those instances, we will work to shift and increase the marketing to better attract and share the value proposition of our training to those groups. The last piece is we will more aggressively pursue grants and other funding sources and also further investigate the potential for advertising. There is the capability for multimedia banners, links, text, images, videos, websites, and more through the NTMA-U banners, and we believe there's potential to co-brand or partner with NAMs and others on that regard. The new pricing for chapters is shown here. While it is indeed quite different from the initial rollout pricing, I hope that the history, financial impact, and data shared will help you understand the why behind the changes. Portal administration will be rolled into national with any purchase or renewal from June 20th, 2017, but no pricing impact until a purchase or renewal on 1/1/2018 or later. So for example, if your chapter purchases a portal with an effective date of 9/1/2017, at that date you will receive portal administration through national, but will still get the $5,000 yearly fee for up to 199 learners. When you go to renew on 9/1/2018, at that point you would be subject to the new pricing tiers. If you currently have a portal and your renewal date is 11/1/2017, at that date you will receive portal administration through national and will still get the $5,000 yearly fee for up to 199 learners. When you go to renew on 11/1/2018, at that point you would be subject to the new pricing tier. If you don't have a portal yet and you want to purchase one on 1/1/2018, you will get portal administration through national and will be subject to the updated pricing tiers. If you currently have a portal and your renewal date is 3/1/2018, for example, you will get portal administration through national at that date and will be subject to updated pricing tiers. There are many options to help you manage your user count in your portal. There are automated reports that we can schedule and have emailed to whoever you like within your chapter that show active user count per month. And at national, we also report on it by month on a quarterly basis. As new learners are added, you can set their accounts with an expiration date, which is a great option if you choose to sell access by month versus sell by course. And we'll go into detail on the pricing scenario in the next few slides. So for example, if you are looking to start a portal on 1/1/2018, you would work with your leadership team to make a decision on which tier that you would like. So if you selected, for example, a maximum total active users per month of 15, you would be charged $5,000 for the year. Then in April 2018, we would get a report that shows the number of active users that you actually had in January, February, and March. If you had, for example, 15 active users in January, 15 in February, and 16 in March, the way we would calculate the overage we would charge is the pricing for that tier of 16 to 30, so 9,750, subtract the $5,000 you already paid, and divide it by 12 because you were only over for 1 month. So it's a small incremental amount for the overages that's billed in arrears. Based on the 6 months of data thus far in 2017 for our chapter portals, We calculated what the impact would be for the new pricing after a chapter's renewal or purchase from 1/1/2018 forward. As you can see, there will be no impact on the majority of chapters. There are some that would see a small impact and some that would see a more moderate impact. But as we'll show in the pricing explanation, there is ample room for chapters to price courses or access in such a way that even at higher tiers, the portals are sustainable. And remember, even at the lowest tier, National is now taking on portal administration, which leads to lower administrative burden and overhead, and you're still able to provide training to your members for a discount from National. There are, of course, many pricing strategies that will ensure sustainability of your chapter's NTMA-U program. So keep in mind that you will select upfront your desired tier and then would be billed retroactively for any overages. So it makes sense to do some analysis now and begin educating and communicating with your members on the changes, if any, to your pricing model that you will start at whatever date you choose to purchase or renew past 1/1/2018. This is a snapshot from a pricing worksheet that will be shared with everyone that allows you to see the impact of various pricing methods to your chapter. It's completely flexible. These are only 3 of many potential scenarios. The first scenario shows a monthly access pricing scheme, which is simple to administer using expiration dates on learner accounts. Our National administrators can set that up as long as you communicate what the expiration date or amount of time should be for each new learner. That's a great way to drive consistent, predictable revenue, as it won't vary based on how long someone takes to complete a course. The second and third scenarios show course pricing options. The second one assumes that each student is enrolled in an average of 2 courses, but that they take 3 months to complete each course. Of course, that's just an average assumption, so the actual results could vary month by month. The third scenario assumes that each student is only taking 1 class at a time, and it's still taking them 3 months to complete it. That's a little bit more conservative model. Again, there are many other options, but each of these scenarios leads to profitability at between 7 to 10 active learners on average per month, with some of the models seeing a small decline right as you enter that second tier of 16 learners. The tables are shortened so that they would fit on the screen, but for all learner counts above 75 and up to 999, each month would be profitable. So as you can see from the benchmarking provided earlier, these prices are very competitive and still offer a significant discount to what members experience through the National portal. Here's some information on what we've done so far and what we will do moving forward to communicate these changes. And as always, please reach out to me with any questions or ideas in regards to NTMA-U moving forward. We are working to develop an updated marketing plan with appropriate focus on each target audience. For example, we will develop marketing materials focusing on the value of licensing content and customize it as appropriate for non-members, educational institutions, associations, and large members. We will also create specific marketing strategies based on the unique opportunities that each group presents. The NTMA is focused on the long-term success of NTMA-U through the multi-pronged approach explained throughout this webinar. It's all about remaining relevant and valuable through growing and updating our training offerings and matching what's needed by today's learners and organizations. We are focused on remaining affordable for our members and chapters and selling to other groups to help support the financial sustainability of the program. And we are also committed to pursuing additional paths to maintaining the program's viability. We know that change can be challenging, but we hope that the details shared today helped build an understanding of why they are required to help keep NTMA-U sustainable and a member benefit. Thank you for your patience and support, and please reach out to me for any questions or ideas that you may have. and I look forward to hearing from you at one of the upcoming Q&A sessions. Thank you.